I'm sharing. That's why it's all weird. How do I fucking stop that?
Oh yeah, you're sharing the screen.
Um, Sorry, I'm a retard. Of course, I've got some sort of weird shit happening with my computer. Um, do you want to start sharing so it cancels my share? Thank you.
There we go.
Hey
Good
guys,
morning, everybody. Good
it's a
evening.
shit
Good
morning.
morning.
Let's just not put. um, uh, Ian, do you want to start?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm going to talk just briefly about the price action. I'm not going to add in any Trump thing or any underlying thing, just
You
purely
should
the price action,
you
and then
should
get it.
probably you should probably start with the ES futures because it's what's dragging.
Yeah, it is frustrating. I saw that.
So ES1 exclamation mark.
ES1
Exclamation mark.
There we go.
Okay, so you see how it gapped down? That's the weekend gap. So that's what's dragging crypto lower. And what dragged crypto lower is that there was no Trump announced this a couple of days ago. There was no other way to hedge. You can short in the Bitcoin market in size and get away with it. So that's why we're being dragged down. Sorry for interrupting. You go hard, man.
So we're being dragged down, but from a technical price action point of view, we're being dragged down within this range at levels that we would expect to see. It's like we've been trying to retest this kind of 104, and I know that we've shot above it a few times, and this is great. We set new all-time highs, but we're still trying to figure out this kind of 104 as a weakening resistance. And when we reject from it, we end up rejecting pretty hard just recently. And then we tend to come down somewhere around this 93. This is a pretty big range here, 93 to 104. There's a lot of movement within that range. And we can see these natural, I mean, that's kind of the midpoint of the range. And then in the middle of each of the midpoints, we've got support regions and resistance regions that keep getting tested. So for me, it's shit, there's nothing happening, it's range based, and that's the technical perspective of it. And it will just be, okay, then what's the interaction that we get if we go as low as 93? Could we see further downside? Of course we could. If I had to put a probability on it, it would be a lower one. It would be something like, I don't know, maybe 20%, maybe even a little bit less than 20%. I would expect to see behavior that rhymes with this, i.e., we could do a liquidity grab, which would be good, scoop up some of that money.
But what happens to alts if that happens? Because alts were absolutely utilized over the weekend. And let's be honest, most of us are in alts.
Yeah.
I've got like a fucking Bitcoin or some bullshit like that. Like I haven't put much in.
Yeah, I mean, alts are, if you're holding for the long term, you just walk away from it, as long as you got them in spot, then you're okay. It sucks. There's a lot of coins like Woo, for example. I'll hand over to Maurizio here, but just to make the point, a coin like Woo is still in a macro accumulation range, and it's in the bottom half of that macro accumulation range from now. So Woo may still get there as a coin, but the time it's going to take to get there as a coin, and then what's the thing with the spaghetti charts? You back the winner.
Well, I have problems with Woo because as an exchange, they are incredible tech, great user experience, very, very well run company. They tick every box for business plan, but as an exchange, they're not growing. They've got 200 million in assets, and 2 years ago they had $200 million in assets. So what that tells me is they're not growing for a reason, and the reason is probably because their market makers are too good. And I'm seeing this with another exchange that that I'm busy raping the OX.fun exchange, which is wide open, but it's not growing because they're too nickel and dime to not try and fuck their users. That's an aside about Woo. Woo was my biggest holding in the bear market, and Ian bought at 10 cents. I bought at 11. It was a very, very good trade, but it hasn't delivered on its promises in my view.
No, it hasn't. I think it ties in nicely, you know, with all the stuff that you always show everybody with those spaghetti charts. You know, we're in a dip right now. So what's gonna be first out of the gate from this dip? And then that's when we can use these spaghetti charts. So something like Woo that's still macro accumulating over here doing nothing, versus looking at the spaghetti charts, let's back the fastest horses.
I mean, Woo was back at 11 cents. That's bear market lows.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know, but for me at the moment, it's still in that like hands off the wheelie and
yeah. So what do you like here? I mean, I like Hyperliquid. I like the way that's held up.
That's actually one of the strongest ones at the moment. Like, it hasn't actually moved at all.
It's my biggest position too, so thank fuck for that.
How many of us Woo holders or ex-Woo holders have funneled that money into Hyperliquid, out of Woo and into Hyperliquid?
I did. Yeah.
Well, it's the same basic trade, but just better executed. Like Hyperliquid is what I hoped Woo would be, to be honest.
And it also says that when you got to break up with that coin, you got to break up. You just got to walk away from it. It's not my friend.
Doesn't know you own it.
Exactly. Get out. So Maurizio, do you want to run through your
it's kind of pretty shitty because obviously
what changes are you making?
In terms of the whole portfolio, I'm still going through a bunch of different things because I'm still let me just go through the chats and show you what I'm seeing at the moment, because it is a little bit of a mixed match. And here's my take. So we have Bitcoin, right, running like shit itself over the weekend.
But it's not really bad.
It's not bad. Like, it's like, if you think about it from it's still bullish, right? Like, this is
like Bitcoin from 105 to 100 isn't the same as Retardio from 10 to 3.
Exactly. Which is, that's kind of like, been doing a little bit of digging this morning, but let's go through Bitcoin from the weekly perspective, and let's analyze everything from the weekly perspective, so get a bit macro sort of deal. So yeah, last week I was saying that this is ranging. This could range for a little while. Like, this could range pretty much. It could do exactly the same thing as it did from March 2024 all the way down to freaking October 2024. Can this happen again? Of course, you can actually see the behavior there. The worry for me, right, is even though Bitcoin looks bullish, if I look at total 3, right, it looks freaking horrible. Okay, so alts now is a start to looking pretty bad from this perspective, right? Like, it's not, and that could be to the fact that it's so many alts, you know what I mean? So a lot of people are just picking their positions or whatever, right? Or to the fact that is another liquidation, another huge liquidation rate, which it might, like, if you start thinking from people that are holding alts at this point, you start hitting all the stop losses, liquidations, all that sort of stuff. So this could be now the good time to buy. So I'm in between those in terms of probabilities, right? Is this the good time to buy, or is this the good time to de-risk on
Okay,
most
so,
of
so
the
that's
fund.
that's at the heart of the big question that we want answered. Is this dip to buy, or is this one to stand away from? And in my view, this is Trump is. Everyone knows that tariffs are gonna crash the market. Trump knows it. He doesn't want to be the guy who's threatening tariffs for the next 4 years, and then someone says, "Oh, you're too much of a pussy to actually do that. You'll wreck your own economy." He's shooting. He's walking into the bank and he's shooting the first guy. Like no, like no, how you going? No, like get on the ground. Just like bang, shot you in the face, Canada, and fucking everyone loves Canada. I shot you in the face and and that's just my opening move. I think and so the analogy is a time that most of you probably can't remember, called the taper tantrum in 2014, when it looked like the markets were going to raise rates again, and the markets just threw a hissy fit and just kept crashing until the fucking powers that be reverse course. And so I think that's what's going on here. So Trump is staring down the markets and saying, "I don't give a fuck. You're going to crash, do what you fucking want. I'm going to do what I want. And I'm going to be a big tough guy for the next 4 years. I'm going to make Canada do what I say. I'm going to make Mexico do what I say. I'm going to make China do what I say. And I'm willing to go through some pain now." If you think you have an edge in predicting what Trump's going to do, you got to grow up. Like he could wake up this morning and go, "Wow, that was a shit idea. No, I fucking love Canada." Justin Trudeau could say the wrong thing and he could be like, "We're raising the fucking tariffs, you faggot." Fuck you. Mexico could say something that offends him and he could double the tariffs on them. If you think you have an edge in predicting which way it's going to land, you don't. And neither do I. So
no.
What we got to do is say, what are the signs of it's going to be over? Well, the signs that it's going to be over is that crypto should bounce first. Crypto should bounce ahead of TradFi. It shouldn't bounce. If we're bouncing if crypto's going down and stocks are going down and crypto's bouncing and stocks are bouncing, we're still like bottom. What should happen is that crypto is being pushed down further because it was open over the weekend. And those prices should be bad. If prices are bad, they shouldn't stay bad for long. If prices don't stay bad for long, they should bounce in crypto first. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for a bounce in crypto before TradFi.
Yeah, that's a good thought. I was looking something like that as well, because this is kind of a really important level. You know what I mean, from the crypto perspective, and either it bounces here and goes back into the range, right? That's why I think the range is still going to play out, like, range.
Potentially we could bounce this morning, or we could go down for another 3 weeks. And I don't think you want to be taking bets either way.
Correct. I agree. Unless like there is because I've seen a lot of like opportunities in very small time frames, and oh man, that's kind of what I'm to be focusing in the next year, but it's going to be too risky for you guys.
Let's leave the American politics out of the chat too. That's all fucking gayer than an ass full of ladyboy cock. Like fucking zero people in the history of these calls have ever like, "Oh fuck, I read the chat and Scott's Zoom call. Now I'm not a liberal anymore. Now I'm a conservative. Well, now I'm giving up my conservative beliefs." Like, it just doesn't fucking happen. All that happens is that you're fucking retarded. And everyone gets annoyed. So everyone who's busy arguing about whether Trump's good or bad, shut the fuck up. It doesn't help your trading. It makes your trading worse, not better. You're not going to convince anyone. No one's ever been convinced. Just like, Trump is Trump. Like Trump, like he said he was going to do it. He's fucking doing it. We live by the Trump. We die by the Trump. Yeah. You should care about making money. You shouldn't really care too much about politics. He don't care much about you, for sure. He rugged you motherfuckers harder in 2 weeks than Biden did in 4 fucking years. And it's the truth.
Mark Zuckerberg reinvented himself to make sure that he was
Oh, what a
Trump.
fucking, how does that taste?
Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
oh, imagine being that, like, he's what, half a trillion dollars or something, and he's got to have Trump's nuts in his face. Like
Yeah.
what a fucking pussy.
Exactly. This is the point.
You fucking pussy, Zuckerberg. Fuck faggot. God damn it. Oh, I mean, what's the point in having $500 billion if you can't tell people to fuck off? I disagree.
You build
I
100.
thought I'm not worth much money at all, but no one on this planet tells me what to fucking do. Like, like it'll be a cold day in hell before I'm sucking up to someone just because they're important. Fuck.
Right. You, Maurizio.
That's all right, man. No, all good, all good. So going back to it, so obviously, yeah, that's what I'm tracking, especially this week. Another thing as well that I added into the sell-off, I think, obviously, is the end of the month. And end of the month, in January, nothing happened, right? Like everybody just got tired of the freaking positions and everything started piling up. On top of that, you got the what is the news about Pump.Fund, about the insecurities and all this sort of stuff. So all the Solana, all the on-chain stuff sold off massively and things like that. So it's a bunch of little things that are happening. So that's kind of what I'm getting sort of concerned.
Let's visit memes separately. So memes are what's called technically beta on Solana. So Solana goes up, memes go up harder. Solana goes down, memes go down harder. And on top of that, we have the specific themes and factors that are inside it. So AI agents might be going up, or Trump family grift coins might be going up, or fucking cat coins might be going down, or dog coins might be going down, or whatever the fuck. And in the context of that happening, either the rising tide from Solana, which receives the rising tide from Bitcoin, is either floating all the boats or sinking all the boats. And and so the advantage of meme coins is they behave like leverage tokens. Like if you hold some whatever the fuck dog with hat, it behaves like Solana on about 5x leverage. That's just what it is. So it's easy. You've got all the benefits of holding a leveraged token with none of the risk of being liquidated.
Obviously, you go through drawdowns, like huge drawdowns and things like that, but then that's kind of the advantage of it, right? Like in a way, yeah.
Exactly. So if you've got that advantage, I hold Retardio. Retardio is absolutely butt slammed at 3 cents right now. It was as high as 25 cents. I bought for 0.1 of a cent. Thank fuck. But still, it's no comfort. I'm down like $420,000 on my Retardio position. Like there's no cope that gets you to saying, oh, this is fine. Far from fine. But would I sell Retardio here? No, I think the coin's better than ever. The community is stronger than ever. If the meme super cycle comes good, I'm fucking golden. That thing's going to adopt.
Definitely. So that's kind of the risk that we take, especially when we trade with spot. That's why I haven't done much on trading, but we're getting close. Like if this holds, it will be really, really good levels to start getting position on leverage. Like we're doing things on leverage and things like that. But until then, until things quiet down, the problem that I see is that every freaking headline is affecting the market. You know what I mean? And that will continue on, I think. So it will be very hard to predict long term. So I think short-term trading, I think, could be ideal, but it's just a lot of work. But then obviously long-term is getting harder. You know what I mean? Like getting harder in terms of actually getting to, I see so many cycles in terms of different narratives going on. And then you can actually, that's the difference of what I'm seeing in this cycle that what happened before. So I think we need to be a little bit more vigilant on that, because obviously, I don't think, I don't know, but by how this cycle is sort of performing, I don't think everything is going to pop up once like in previous. I think it's just kids going to keep doing all these narratives changes and things like that. So that's kind of what I'm seeing so far. So yeah, I mean that figuring out how Bitcoin is going to hold. But what I don't like is that even though Bitcoin looks fantastically well, alts don't look that great, and that could be as well as alts dispersion. There's so many alts, man. So many freaking alts, not
So
enough liquidity.
so let's dig into that little bit that you glossed over there. We've got two aspects to here. We've got alts as being beta to the market. The market goes down, alts go down more. And we've got what Maurizio alluded to, alt dispersion. What the coins does in past cycles, we've got, you know, the rising tide lifted every single boat. The worst coins in the world were up 1,000%. This cycle, it's been very much a coin picker's market.
Yep, I agree.
You pick a couple of good winners and you're okay. If you missed those couple of good winners, it's really been a disappointing bull market for you. So those are two separate things. I think you should treat them as separate. How much do you reckon is beta to the market, and how much here do you reckon is dispersion?
Good question. Good question. I'm gathering some. I'm searching for some, doing reports on coin on chain dispersion and stuff like that. So I'll have more data probably this week. But I think at this point, I think 80% is due to altcoin dispersion.
Really?
Yeah, there is a massive amount of influx that is going, especially when the new projects are launched on chain. They don't hold. They don't hold whatsoever. So obviously you can actually see the rotation sort of happening in a way, right? Like some of them want to go up. So for instance,
okay, so let's take a look. So this current sort of phase, I think we can all say that it's all been different since fucking Orange Man came in. He came in November 6th, right? So that's about here. Blue is Bitcoin.
You're not sharing. Let me just stop the sharing.
Am I not sharing? Am I sharing?
No, not yet.
Okay, let me share again. Okay, so let's go to November 6th. Top performer XRP. Fuck my life. Bitcoin is the dark blue line. So what Maurizio said about alt dispersion is objectively true. So we've got a range of alts going from Popcat, my peak, which is in the very last place. Good coin picking, Scott. We've got Runes, which has literally gone bankrupt. They've shut the chain down, and fucking Popcat still underperformed it. Good fucking coin picking, Scott. We've got a huge range from Bitcoin is up 42%. Some of these alts are down 89% since Trump got in. We've got probably, what, a third of them beating Bitcoin? Maybe. And what have we got beating Bitcoin? Link, some scam coins, CVX, Aave, Doge, Radium, TRX, ADA. ADA. Don't buy ADA. So it seems like a mix of dinosaur coins and Trump coins. Objectively, this is true. Like it's dispersion.
And obviously, right now you're only seeing probably tomorrow, the day after. I'll have a friend that is gonna do help me out with doing analytics for the on-chain stuff, because with the on-chain you will see it clearly. I was doing a little bit of research on that, and you'll see more on-chain things that haven't actually hit the centralized exchanges yet, that is affecting liquidity as well, like massively. This is a different market, man.
Within that, we've got a couple of things. We've got, actually, let me share again. We've got all of these very, very hyped meme coins. Actually, let me show them on the deck screen now. So chill guy down 24% for the day. Like, I mean, that's brutalized. Peanut.
Yeah, it's been brutalized as well.
172 million down from $1 billion. Billy was like $4 million. Like people were talking about Billy to Billy. Where are we? 3.8 million. All the AI 16Z.
Yeah. All the AI stuff as well is completely fucked.
Every single one of these are absolutely brutalized. Wonderful shorts, by the way.
I know.
Like, look
I
at
know.
this. I've been shorting these bitches on OX.fun. It's really good. Yeah. Yeah, so if you're looking for a trade today, I'd be looking at yesterday's memes, shorting them on OX is probably what I'd be looking for. But I mean, all of these top memes are just completely fucked. ACT, I shot this one, 167 million. This was like fuck nearly $1 billion. Crazy. Yeah, well, we're definitely going to punt Mitch again, guys. By the way, Mitch is back CTOing. He's got his own Telegram group, and Antoine and I caught him buying 17 million Mitch yesterday. So he's going to pump that thing again. All you have to do, if you've got Mitch, did I give you some Mitch, man?
I haven't received a Mitch, man.
I'll send you some worth like $10.
Just joking. Just kidding, man.
It's worth fucking nothing. But what you do is you set a limit. You set a limit order, and then sooner or later he's going to pump this thing, and then it just takes out your order.
Yeah.
So I've got like 150 grand worth of limit orders laddered into Mitch next time he pumps it.
And we do have a video, guys, on you know, if you use the Trojan bot or something, we do have a video to, you know, to set that you know, be the buyer and selling automatically.
Honestly, that's the easiest way, is to have default on Trojan. When I buy a meme coin, by default, it sells 50% at 3x, sells another 25% at 4x, sells another 25% at 5x, and just sells 25% of what you've got left all the way up. Just, you know, honestly, if you think you can pick tops on meme coins, I don't think you can.
It's very tough, man. Like, it's very tough. Like, yeah, very, very tough.
You're just kidding yourself. I never got it right.
No, me neither. Pretty tough, man. Pretty
You
tough.
You just got to scale into strength and take the liquidity when it's available, because it's not like if I was to sell 100 grand worth of Retardio today, I would crater the price from 3 down to 1. So I can't sell. Do I want to buy more? No, I've already got fucking heaps of Retardio. Like, do I think it's a good buy? Yeah. What does Mitch look like today? Mitch must look like a disaster. 51K. Actually, it's not that bad. It really isn't that bad. Okay. Yeah. Mitch is at 51K. Yeah, probably not the worst thing in the world.
Nice. So the Trojan bot video for setting the limit orders is in the welcome post inside 100x. Just scroll down. The video is about an hour long, and Maurizio really deep dives into, well, he deep dives into it. So you watch that and you'll be able to do it.
And that's actually, like, to be honest, like right now, there's 2 options for the market. Either starts bouncing, and if it starts bouncing, there's going to be a lot of opportunities as well on the meme. Like, it's going to, you know, people will react to the bounce, buy the dip, all the sort of stuff, same thing all over the place, and those opportunities will be there. So it's not a bad idea that you guys start learning how to use that bot, which is very, very handy, to buy or to sell or whatever, because more opportunities will come along by you. But this market is, I will say, it's a trader's market, man, not a holding market. You know what I mean?
The other aspect of it is that when things bounce, you think you want to be in alts because like they've got the most upside, but typically what's going to bounce first is the big shit.
Yeah,
probably aren't going to be in. So Bitcoin's going to bounce. It's like, oh fuck, I'm in this stupid fucking meme coin that barely moves at all, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then Bitcoin bounces hard and really takes off, and then that will just suck all the money out of the market.
So this is a high degree of skill, experts market. A lot of people talking their opinions and talking their book. It's going to be all right. Oh, we're fucked. It's going to be. I don't know. What do I know? I don't know. I don't think I have an edge in predicting pricing. I also think that if you imagine a big ass rock dropped in a perfectly still pond, it's going to take a couple of days for things to settle down. So we're going to get a lot of cross currents. There's going to be people freaked out, getting liquidated, pushing prices down. There's going to be dip buyers. There's going to be guys rotating from this alt to that alt. There's going to be people who are sidelined rushing in. There's going to be lots of cross currents. It's going to be exceptionally hard to predict. I wouldn't think that you have an edge in predicting it. And the heart of trading is to put on trades when you think you have an edge. And the edge can come in two ways. It can come in, I think we've got a bull market and it's a good time to take risk. That's the primary way that we're making money. The secondary way is that things are at bad prices. And if you want to play the things are at bad prices, like the Trump dip is overdone, the tariff dip is overdone, I think it's pushed prices too far from equilibrium and I'm buying at good prices. You have to be aware that that's an expert game. Whereas the other game, we're in a bull market and I think it's worth taking the risk. That's a beginner's game. And as far as possible, we want to stick to the beginner's game. You don't want to, generally speaking, you don't want to be competing against the professionals because they're probably smarter than you and better than you, generally speaking.
And with the hardest part, obviously, if like trade, like liquidity is not as big as it was before, so it's actually quite easy to run stop losses and things like that. So I haven't seen liquidity come through as to make me start doing leverage trading again. I was going to start taking some shorts as well, but then obviously having that bias, either long or short, I think at this moment we can just go through the market day by day. Any headline will affect the market either way, right? Either way. Trump come up tomorrow and say, all right, like reserve is up or whatever, and then this thing goes through the roof, and then the day after he puts tariffs or whatever or another news, and then things can come down. So that's kind of what it's a different market that was last year, definitely. So we need to adapt to it.
So have we? I mean, I haven't got much to say aside from that.
No, me neither. I'm just besides that, I'm just making the plan and two things. What would I like to buy if I see that this looks like a bounce? So what are the what are the coins that I really want to buy? And probably you guys know it already, right? Because I've been talking about it. So obviously things that I want to buy, like if you're not in Sol, probably Sol could be a really good option, right? Sol is not it's actually holding pretty well from that perspective.
This is the smart play, right? I mean, and all these things, you notice they're inherently unappealing. Like Sol, like fucking big cap coin, give me some little cap coin that's gonna 50x. But really, Sol is the smart play. And you can tell because almost everyone who heard that would have instinctively gone, Sol, that's your best fucking idea, cunt. Like, what the fuck, dude? But that really is actually the best idea for that reason, right?
Correct. So obviously, I'm sort of focusing on the big market cap stuff because that's the one that is heading the less, you know. So obviously, once you start, like, that's kind of what I'm sort of seeing.
Do you guys want to see trend for the week?
Yes.
Yeah, may as well. Awesome. That's what am I? The last 30 days we're down. The last 7 days. So over the month we're down between 3 and 6%, depending on vol target for the last month. But if we look at it for the last week, we 7th to look. We are about square for the week. Down 35 is at 0. Made some money today. Yeah, making money today. Made money 1, break even, couple losing days, winning day today. So the further we rotate to the short side, the more short we get. So I'm kind of, so FinRev is the bright spot here. I'm kind of happy with that performance.
And that's the good of that's kind of the good thing of FinRev or having different portfolios, guys. And you know what I mean? Like we have
Mark Woodford has a good question. He's like, tell us what we should do. Should we hold or sell most? No, you should hold. You should, if you're in, this is a great lesson. If you're ever in a market that's in the middle of a crash, everyone's emotional. The overwhelming probability is that prices are bad right now. Like, as in, if you sell now, you're getting a shitty deal. And you probably don't want to drop a market order into an order book right now. You're probably going to get a fuck deal. So if you can't sell because you're going to get a fuck deal, your best bet is to just sit on your hands and do nothing. Depends what you're holding, of course. It depends what you're holding, but in general, that's the rule. Tracy, I think the helicopter view, I want you to think about what a soft economic landing looks like. And if you think about the last 3 years, we've had constantly predicting recessions, right? And the Fed is trying to have what they call a soft landing, where we get to continue on the economic miracle without a recession. A soft landing looks like us alternating between fuck yeah, we're going to make it, and oh fuck, it's so over, and oh, we're so back, and fuck, oh fuck, and then oh, we're so back. So this, and that's what we've been doing, is we've been getting whipsaw from it's so over to we're so back, it's so over, we're so back. That looks like a soft landing to me. So if the bull market can be killed by a Trump tweet, it probably wasn't much of a bull market to begin with. You know, the bull market that we're looking for is a structural bull market, because crypto is now legitimate, because Trump has outlawed making any sort of crypto stuff illegal. He's busy. He's got his fucking head neck deep in the trough, grifting like a man possessed. It's doing NFTs. He's doing fucking DeFi coins. He's pumping his own bags. His son's releasing a fucking meme coin. His wife released a meme coin. Like, I mean, they're going hard on the value extraction here. Like the guy in charge, every second day he says something about how we're going to make America the crypto center of the world. If you believed him then, you've got no reason to change your mind.
And that's what sort of keeps me hopeful, you know what I mean, in terms of the bull market, because they could change at any given moment. And this is just like this sort of crash or liquidity grab or whatever you want to call it, or dump. You don't see it mainly across bigger cap coins. You're seeing it into the shit stuff more than likely, right? Like things that actually that can actually pump and dump pretty quickly. So obviously, even though it looks horrible, it doesn't look that horrible. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it looks horrible in terms of alts, but if you go through and analyze all the big caps, it's weekly still have sort of like a bullish perspective, right? So that's kind of
Have a
what
bullish.
I'm.
What's Trump at today? Trump is at $18.
Trump is freaking holding pretty. Trump is freaking, well, not really. No, my bad. No. It is at. Let me just 1 second. It's on 18. What's the market cap of that?
Trump at $18. Oof.
$18, yeah. And market cap actually 3 bill. Yeah, drop a lot. But yeah, that's kind of, yeah, it doesn't look that bad. But obviously, another one that I'm looking to buy a little bit more definitely is Hype. So obviously, Hype
Would buy
is,
Hype on any dip. That would be one that
yeah.
There's a number of basis trades that I'm following. We're going to set up a vault to do this, so you don't actually have to do the mechanics. But this exchange, OX.fun, it's kind of a scammy, greasy exchange, but their funding rates are, if you put them annualized, are out of control. There's funding arbitrage between OX and Hyperliquid of 216% a year on Bitcoin. So you go long on OX, short in Hyperliquid. You can harvest the basis of all of these coins. So any of these memes, they pay hundreds of percent a year in basis. And basis means that you're going long the spot and short the futures. And I'm doing it over there, and this is what my equity curve looks like. It's like up nearly every day over there. The last month was a 30% return at sharp 11.7. So that's a pretty cool thing to do right now. Like, that's the bright spot in my portfolio.
That's awesome.
It's money for old road, dude. It's that exchange is so greasy and so grifty. Like, they're just like, they're playing all kinds of manipulative games, and you can just trade along the direction that they're manipulating things. It's just like, those fucking guys are clowns. That's all I got to say.
All right. That was a really cool call. That was a good call this morning, considering where the market is. Funnily enough, carried on going down during this conversation, and it's heading to that line, that 94,000 line that I thought that we would kiss or retest. So I'd be interested to see what the daily candle close is today in regard to that line.
That's a very important thing. And when we look at where the daily candle closes, we want to see, did crypto bounce before TradFi, or did TradFi bounce with it? If crypto bounces, did crypto get dragged up by TradFi, or is crypto way? Because at the actual bottom, you should see crypto leading the way.
And just as a general trading principle, Bitcoin's in a range right now. So if you were to remove Bitcoin and just think about ranges, we've continued down to this line that we had some idea that we might reach. Well, now you could be thinking ahead, is this going to be the lowest low in 10 bars? And if it is the lowest low in 10 bars, then we've got the start of our price action set up. And we've also got a target a long way away, 93 to 104,000. There's a nice little trade there just from looking, but we want the daily close. Now, the daily close could be where we see a long wick. So today could be a day that you put an order in that's a bit of a ballsy one, you know, if you want a longer trend. But
alluding to what you talked about there, I mean, look at this, look at what's on the call. Okay, so how do you find bottoms? Let me show you.
I was just going to, because I'm looking at that as the same, Scott, and if you bring Velo data, I can see interesting shit happening in Velo data right now with the open interest.
Let me show you
Bitcoin. Yeah.
Let me show you how to do it. So the first thing that you want to do is drop down to a 5-minute chart. What we want is usually at least one giant liquidation. And this is liquidations here. So we've seen this is a bunch of stops getting taken out, and then you want a subsequent one. You want the last part of the move to be practically all one-way traffic. So you see, you generally get a bounce when the last part of the move was like all one-way traffic. And then the next thing that we want is, see how this is going down and open interest is going down, is shorts being taken, is longs being taken out. This is open interest going up as the market's going down, can only mean latecomers are coming short from here. So people who weren't short, people who are long at 95 are now getting short. And you can see the open interest rising. If we drop this down to 1 minute, this is starting to look like a short squeeze in process. We've had the flush. We've had this. What do you want before you're comfortable of getting long? Like, I would probably ape that long here, but we would probably want the retest pattern that that Ian talked about here, where we go up, down, and then up. I would that would make me feel more comfortable. I wouldn't do it on a 1 minute chart. I'd do it on a 5-minute chart, and you can see we're almost at the level that you get interested in a long, but you don't want to be knife catching. You want to wait until you get it's starting to break daily high, 5-minute bar highs and make a retest and all that kind of thing. So yeah, would you long it, Maurizio?
Not yet, but I'm in the verge. To be honest, I'm very close to it because I can see the liquidation, like I can see obviously the shorts opening, right? And now what happens is now you get another liquidation to the downside. And this is like, see that candle that you were before,
this one?
no, right here.
Why don't you share, man?
Oh yeah.
Maurizio's really good at this, by the way. He's like actually better than me at it.
All right, so this is Bitcoin right here. I'm looking at it 5 minutes, but let me just show you. This is 1 minute. Obviously, the shortest time frame you look at this, the more accurate it becomes. Why? Because obviously you can actually see what happens every minute, right? So right at this level here, I can see a lot of shorts opening, right? A lot of shorts opening here. So that's what drives the price all the way down here to actually take all this liquidity down, all this, all these liquidations. Now you can start seeing that the open interest start getting, start closing. So all the shorts more than likely are getting, are going to be closed because the open interests are actually getting reduced. What that's going to create is going to be like a bottom. So see that open interest reduced here, but now price went up. What that means is all the shorts that started opening from here now starting getting closed off, meaning that shorts are getting tired. They're not opening more shorts, and now the only thing left will be longs from here. And now the thing that I do like to see is, do you see now these liquidations to the upside right here? Why? Because all the shorts that started shorting here are going to get liquidated to the upside, and that's going to be pushing the price up. So what I want to see more liquidations to the upside, breaking a structure.
The market is a machine for fucking over longs and fucking over shorts. It's a machine for fucking over the maximum number of people.
Exactly. So if you think of it from the macro perspective, people are getting panicked, right? So that's why making decisions on this, like Scott mentioned, is very hard. Why? Because obviously either you sell because you have to sell, or either you sell because you get liquidated, or either you sell because you think crypto is fucked, and then that's it, and you're out, right? And those are the times that when you sell, all the buyers will come in and start buying a better price, right? And on top of that, if you start seeing open interest is rising, more than likely is when heavy orders come in. So I can definitely see that that's happening here. So there is what is the downside? The downside is you don't know how sustained, like how of a big move could be. This could definitely, I can tell you that it's going to bounce either to here or here, but is that going to be enough to actually?
Don't know if you can tell it's a bottom. You don't know if it's the bottom.
Exactly right. So that's kind of the downside. So
go long Bitcoin or Ethereum here?
I will long Bitcoin, definitely. With Ethereum, I can see. Let's have a look at Ethereum in 1 minute. I haven't seen that one yet. Let's have a look. Ooh, all right. So check this out. This is very clear, man. Like you can actually see here that open interests are all going up as price is going down. So there is a lot of people shorting Ethereum, right? Now, at this point here, right? At this point here, now open interests are getting weird. What that means is you get closing positions and opening positions, but the price action seems that it's going to be holding here. Now, what I want to see because at this moment, I don't know what's opening. Are they open longs? Are they open more shorts? It's getting weird. But what I want to see is breaking a structure with some liquidations to the upside, and then you can actually just do a quick scalp to the upside, and that will be a really good trade. But you can actually see the behavior of Bitcoin and Ethereum are completely different. There is less, what is it? Less holdbacks here, right? Instead of you have all these shorts that you have to clear up in order to Ethereum go up. So that's why I'd rather go long on Bitcoin if I see the pattern happening, right? So that's, yeah, it's looking interesting for a long, to be honest.
Nice. I'll be looking forward to your update, video update later in the day. Publish the 100x Club every day, so you can get that really detailed look at all of the trades. So we're just coming to the top of the hour. Maurizio, are you available for a call? Just literally as soon as we finish this one?
Yeah, no problem.
Lovely. Scott, is Scott still here? Any final words from yourself, Scott?
I think he logged out.
Oh, I think he logged out.
Yeah.
All right. Great guns, everybody.
See you, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.